must have walked by Daisy. Maybe she's on a coffee break or something. You just walked into my office. I am right now just trying to put together this laptop. I don't know anything about computers. Well, you know, I might as well take a break and talk to you about my newest case, and that is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, Demon Squad. Alright, hey, how you doing, you palookas? We're back with a new Mst3k review, and it is none other than Demon Squad. Now, this is a pretty particular special episode because it is the return episode of Joel Hodgson as Joel Robinson. And it all centers on Kinga's attempts to impress her financier from the future. And the recurring joke in the show and Kinga Forrester is that it's less about torturing people and ruling the world, and more about really fleecing people's nostalgia and getting rich and powerful off that. This actually episode kind of like goes into that because she gets the idea to get another host for the show, not just Jonah. I'm going to get like one of the original hosts that people really love and miss. So she gets none other than Dr. Earhart to go find, I don't know, go through the time portal and just get another host. And he's like, I don't know, who you want? Mike or Joel? And she's like, I don't care. And he was like, okay, dealer's choice. And he gets Joel, and wow, he pulls him from the future, and it's not really explained what he's doing in the future, which is kind of funny, because we haven't seen Joel since Mitchell, and that was 93, and he's been very rarely referenced, so we don't know what he has been doing, but apparently he was like in the year 3000 doing his thing, and apparently still with Crow and Tom in the future. Crow and Tom have kind of like gone all throughout time, apparently, but and multiple different versions of that at the same time. But okay, so he is re-kidnapped and captured by the Forrester clan and put to work on Demon Squad. And let me get into the movie proper. Let me discuss this film a little bit. This is one of those movies that's way more ambitious than its budget allows. And I gotta tell you, I am an easy lay for horror and film noir and putting them together. Always a cool idea. Film noir, magic, fantasy. This film just feels, it's so hamstringed by its budget. It really does feel like you're watching the rehearsal of a film, because the actors who are putting in pretty decent performances really look like they're just kind of going through the motions, and it looks like they're just kind of, you know, getting their placement set rather than shooting the actual movie. And it's so lethargic in its pacing and feel. It's just such a slow, draggy film where the script kind of doesn't feel like it's doing. Like, it doesn't feel at all like the script is like meandering anywhere. So you kind of have this film at odds with itself. Like, it kind of wants to be this cool kind of Buffy, cast a deadly spell type of film, and it's just so like painful to like sit through. It's so frustrating because you could see a good movie in this movie. It's one of those type of movies, and it does, after rewatches, one of those movies that you kind of start rooting for and start watching and start kind of getting into, even though it is what it is. So, all right, we go back to the show, and it's nice seeing Joel and Earhart reunite. Joel says immediately to him, like, "Hey, you finally." Let's see, what your voice finally caught up with you, which kind of pissed off Earhart. He kind of gets into that old nasally voice of his for a second there. Kinga and Max make the mistake of trying to do an invention exchange with Joel, and he immediately destroys what they do by just over-explaining like comedy prop history and just completely ruins their joke, which is so funny. And he in turn has a mood globe that he puts on Servo. I don't know who else it would be for besides Tom Servo. It's pretty specific and mentioned, but yeah, that's happened before. So anyway, Max introduces the film Demon Squad as if you've ever wanted to go to a Smash Mouth concert at a Spirit Halloween store. And that's pretty freaking accurate, I'd have to say. The makeup effects and the special effects, the magic as well. It's very very low budget, and it's shot in a lot of modern cheap B movies, particularly in the 2000s and 2010s, are shot in this kind of digital format that's just, I don't know, it just never looks good. It looks like a YouTube video, not a film. I know they had what they had and they did their best, but I don't know, man. It's just, when I see a B movie, a modern B movie shot like that, it's hard to get into, frankly. So, all right, getting into it, let's go with the riffs. And some of my favorite riffs are as follows. Let's see. We start off right off the bat with Joel, and there's this demon bar that our hero is in, and Joel refers to it as a puppet bar because they are literally using a dragon puppet behind the bar. Let's see. There's a car that speeds way too fast in a shot, and Tom screams, "No brakes!" Let's see. What is it? Also, there is a scene where a certificate of authenticity is shown, and the signature looks like Pat Benatar. It's really funny. It's not Pat Benatar, but that's what Tom Servo points out. Tom Servo, actually, man, Tom has a lot of good riffs in this. Joel and Tom go off quite a bit on this. And there's a scene where Daisy, the sidekick, is interrogating a witness, and he's being stalked by these guys in suits, and let's see, they build this riff of, it's the men's warehouse repo bed, which is kind of funny the more they kind of get into it. And let's see, what else? Oh, our hero walks in with the gun, and Joel remarks that he looks like he's holding it like a Hummel figure. So, anyway, there's a moment where the damsel in distress character asks our hero, he has this picture of his daughter that he never sees anymore, and she asks him, do you see her much? And and Crow goes, well, yeah, she's right there. Let's see. Not to mention, Joel has, let's see, I thought she'd clean up more when he walked back into the apartment that he left her in. It's all torn up by villains. But also, when the main villain shows up, he looks exactly like John Lovitz, which is rather marked. And they do their best to kind of like do this kind of creepy Nazi from Raiders of the Lost Ark type of vibe with him, with the black eyes and the kind of voice he's going for. But like, it's so undercut by just the way he's presented. He just seems like just some jerk that doesn't seem as threatening. But there's some other wonderful riffs where our hero tells his girlfriend that, let's see, you're quite a distraction. And Tom says, oh, what every woman wants to hear. But actually, some of my favorite riffs come at the end of the episode, end of the movie, where everything's done. Our hero and his sidekick are kind of rebuilding the office, and he has bought like a new laptop for her, and he's like, oh, I can't get this thing together. And like, it's a laptop, dude. You just pull it out of the box and turn it on. Oh, and also, Crow remarks that he needs a bigger desk, which is hilarious. Why is his desk so tiny? It's so funny. It's very distractingly small for a scene that's supposed to be pretty dramatic. There's also some really funny moments here. I did mention some host segments. There's a couple host segments that are just okay. The improv bit feels a little like something they've done before on the old show. The Cheers bit, where they do a joke on the bar scene and call it Fears is okay. But I gotta say, my favorite host segment in this is when Pearl Forrester, who has been hanging around King Girl all this time, tries to talk to Joel and goes, "Hey, Joel, it's me, Pearl Forrester." And he's like, "Oh, hi. Hello?" Like, he never met her in the show, but she's like, "I'm sure my son talked about me all the time. I just thought we'd connect." And he's like, I don't know you. And we never saw that side of him. It's so hilariously awkward, and I love that they did that scene. Also, I love that they did, since Josh Weinstein is hanging around in this episode, halfway through the episode, Joel tweaks Servo's voice, and he talks like Jay Weinstein again. It's so great. It's kind of fun, and he is kind of riffing as Servo through the second half of the episode. And it's kind of endearing to kind of hear almost the whole cast back, at least for one more episode. Let's see. Jay doesn't do the other Joel episodes. At least I don't remember. I have to double check. When I get to those episodes, I'll double check on that. But all in all, a pretty good return for Joel. There's a couple of segments that feel a little bit like been there, done that as far as some of the material, but overall, very funny episode and very good return. And I like the fact that they went and brought Joel back on a very modern movie, and a movie that really probably wouldn't seem up his alley, but I liked it a lot. And the movie, I think, is an interesting film to kind of riff on and enjoy in and of itself. So I'm going to give this episode, even with awkward pieces here and there, 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. It's holy crap. It's great to have Joel back, at least for this season. And I believe he comes back the next. You know, he runs the show now, so I mean, he might as well just stop in every once in a while. Let's see. We'll be talking more about this season, and I'll do, once I finish all the episodes, I will be talking about the season as a whole. I'll do my ranking and all that stuff. So, hey, what did you think of Demon Squad? You know, there is a riff at the end when they flash Demon Squad, got Dark Knight style, because that's now the format of all movies. And Crow says, "Demon Squad won't be back, ever!" And holy crap, that actually is not true. Demon Squad was able to do a Kickstarter for a sequel, and it made their goal. And actually, I think it has a bigger budget. So I'm actually kind of interested to see what they do with this second film. So yeah, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know how you want to put it, the movie actually resists and fights back on a riff. That's pretty funny. So we will see a Demon Squad 2. I don't know if we'll see it on Mystery Science Theater anytime in the future, or even Riff Tracks, but hey, I'm game for it. Let's go. So, hey, what did you think of Demon Squad? Let me know in the comments below. You can click the notification bell, and for all things Manos, you can find me, everywhere, on Facebook, on Threads, on Blue Sky, Tumblr. Let's see, you can also click, the link for Patreon, where you can support The Real Manos and Manos Publishing at just $1 a month. I've changed the tiers so you can actually get early access, vote on videos, and so on and so forth. And check it out. You glad you did, won't you? Yeah, I'm going to give this episode 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. I thought it was pretty decent. All right, I'm going to head at the road, and we'll be talking to you later next month with a new episode. Push the button, Lindsay.